What? All right, sketchbook heroes, sketchbook warriors. We've got a crazy cat and we've got Kermit the Frog. We got Kermit the Frog. Let's bring this energy back up. We had a little shake up last session. So here we go. Let's do this. Let's share my pictures and then we'll go on to do this cat and Kermit the Frog. And then we've got some perspective, but that'll be in the next recording. So here we go. Let me share my screen and get this underway. Where's my, here we go, share my screen. There we go. There it is. So we've got this cat, and there's a tree we did earlier. There's the cat. Ooh, don't mess with old people. So really simple. This is a really simple drawing. We're going to look at the what can we see? The biggest shape I see isn't there's some well, an oval shape. Let's get that oval shape in there. All right, let's see. There's this oval shape, almost like a square, but yeah, you can see it kind of fit in there. And then the eyes are oval shapes as well. They're not perfectly oval. They actually go wider right in here. You can see it's wider right there. But the eyes here are circular. All right, let's see. And you can see the angles of the ears. The ears have these angles. All right, these drawings were submitted. So if you don't like them, submit your own drawings. We try to do them all. But it's hard. Abraham Lincoln says, you can please some of the people some of the time, but you can't please everybody all the time. So, you got to find your own level, that too. And if this is not it, or if this is it, just keep at it, keep at it. Don't play the blame game. Oh, this class was too hard. Oh, this class is too easy. Well, you got to take some ownership. Here we're talking about angles. See this broken down into those angles, and then see how it fits. I think we can break that in half right in there. The eyes are everything in relationship. You can see the eyes, the body here is to the right of the eyes. And this is like this part of this is like right in the middle of that. And I can break that circle down into fourths as well. Use the fourths, right? You can see that as I break that into fourths. All right, let's put that into this chat, and then we'll do this funny cat, because old people we didn't get this age by being silly. They're making actually you learn from your mistakes, right? There's a saying that says the saying goes something about learning from your mistakes. Good smart people learn from their mistakes. Intelligent people learn from other people's mistakes. Something like that. If somebody can find that quote and put it in the chat. Let me see. I'm trying to get two things at one time. I'm trying to capture this and put it in the chat. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Here we go. Finally. Whew. Thinking and trying to work. Here we go. All right. There it goes. It goes into the chat. All right. Stop sharing. All right, here we go. Send it out and let's get drawing. This will be a quick one. It'll be probably even another one, kind of like a warm up. But here we go. So I'm going to do it lightly. We've got an HB pencil. Let's turn it right side up. All right, so we've got our oval here. There's our oval. That's where our cat's going to be. And we can scribble it in. Then we've got like right in the center. Well, let's break into fourths so we can see where things are. But like right off that center is a slightly angle and then slight angle to the body that kind of goes right underneath it, right? And then the body's about that big. You can probably see maybe a square right in there if there was a square plus. I like to see where I can imagine a square there. And then I can see these angles and how they relate to the head, these angles here. So the angles here, these triangles, try those out. All people learn some lessons themselves for their own mistakes, and all people learn some lessons from their friends' mistakes too. Yeah. Yeah, that's not exactly the quote that I was thinking of, but that's very in that that vein and that in that sense. Yeah, it's something more like smart people learn from other people's mistakes. It's and some people just keep making the same mistakes. That's not too smart. That's you live in this. Oh, there's a really good poem that I like. It was written by a nun. It's this something about the street and the whole. The cattail does go into like a circle out here. It goes into that angle, and then kind of comes out to an circle out there. And then let me get the ears, and then let me zoom in, and then we'll see. Ah. Oh yeah, I got to get my brain tools. That's what's going to really help with all these videos, getting all the brain tools. Yeah, because I talk about these brain tools of simplifying. This simplifies everything to angles. You can see how it all kind of fits. There's the angles. And then now the eyes. Eyes are probably going to be the most difficult thing, but I broke this down into fourths. I can see one eye like right in here. And this is what's going to make the cat. It's really the windows to the soul, right? It's kind of like an egg shape right in there, an egg shape. And then there's a little bit of underlapping because this eye is on top, then this other eye is underneath. And they're kind of like egg shapes. They're ovals, but then they get wide. There's a wide area to it, almost like you're getting an oval and then you're stretching it out. All right, in there. That's pretty good. And getting the feel and how it fits, the size, the placement of that, the proportions. And then we've got circles for the eyes. That's going to really make this. So the circle goes right against that overlapping. Let's zoom in so you can see what I'm talking about. There we go. Zoom in on those eyes. There's a circle shape in there. That's for the eye. There's going to be one in here. Try to get it as round as you can. And then we've got another one over here. And this is not perfectly round too. There's actually kind of like a bit of an oval. As far as slanting, it's up and down. It's taller than it is wider, just a little bit. But if you make it perfectly round, nobody's gonna be upset. Yeah, because this eye is actually a little more oval this way, like it's laying down. So it's wider. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. Let's zoom in on those eyes. All right, here we go. Zoom in a little more. So this one's outside is as round as you can get it. And I'm going thicker with the line because it's a pretty thick line. The thickness of the line is important. And then the inside of the pupil is in there is round as well. It's pretty big. And notice how I'm starting small and then widening it up, making it bigger till I feel like it's right without obliterating the iris, the colored part of the eye. So this is the colored part of the eye, which I didn't get to. I can shade it in slightly. That's blue if you have colors. And then this eye overlaps. Pretty crazy. Crazy cat. I was up north in Santa Rosa. Actually, what's the name of that place? Near Santa Rosa. There was a place called Coffee Cat. The Coffee Cat. So, yeah. Coffee Cat was cute. Now notice how it fits in that eye, that pupil. It's like almost halfway. See that part right there, and how big that is. I mean, this is some complex stuff here with the eyes. But once you nail the eyes, everything else is just a scribble. Everything else is just a scribble. Getting some thickness there. And there is kind of like, I guess somebody put in here 1, 2, 3, these like veins. Crazy cat. Letter Y right there. All right, let's get this other pupil right in there. That, and then that's not the pupil, that's the eye. And here's the pupil. The pupil is the black part. The iris is the blue part. There we go. All right, these two overlapping eggs. There's some veins on this eye as well. There's kind of looks like a M or letter number 3, or what is that? Yeah, it's more like a number 3. There it is. That, and then here on this side, another V. There we go, another V for veins. Nothing on the top. That's pretty good. And I've got everything else blocked in. All right, let's do this. So we'll start off with the head and then we'll go down. I can see how the head is. And there's a lot of just scribbling. They just went to town with it, with the scribbling. I'm gonna try to capture it as much as I can. But I can see that's inside this shape and it's just scribbling as it comes out, kind of like hairs. You can see how between that, a little bit darker on the inside as it goes out and kind of spreads out, kind of like a hand spreading out where it's darker on the inside. And then it just spreads out and scribbles out along that shape. Crazy cat. Cool cat, old cat. And they kind of almost use like a marker, so there's actually more open spaces in there. See some of these hairs. Then on this side, the hairs would get really crazy. I can see that, like there's some hairs that are kind of like really wild out here. Ah, that's a cool cat. Yeah, that one's a little more work. I like that cat though. That's from a comic strip somewhere. Can't remember. That's not Calvin and Hobbes. Somewhere around that area. I like that cat. Somebody just put a cat in the chat. A cat in the chat. There we go. All right, we had 60 people sign up. We've got it's always kind of like build the cat. Yeah, it is build a cat. Hack. We got almost 30 of you here. That's cool. Thanks for hanging out. Practice your drawing. You don't have to draw what we're drawing, just practice, practice, practice. Challenge yourself. If it's too easy, challenge yourself. If it's too hard, ask me to break it down. Break it down. I can break it down some more. We can break it down into angles, shapes. And if you're studying form, then you're studying form. Right? If you're scribbling, just trying to get started scribbling. Don't worry about perfection. It's about the process, understanding the process, and practice. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes progress. All right, so we finished the head. I kind of pretty much happy with the head. There's some hairs that are really just wild and going crazy everywhere. See if I can capture some of those. Maybe one up here kind of goes up and down, kind of like that. There we go. That's not too shabby. Shabby cat, tabby cat. And then let's get the body in there. All right, here we go. The body kind of fits along those lines as well. Just scribbling him in, scribbling him in. Yeah, we've drawn cats before. There we go. Scribbling them in. Looks like a what is this? Like a puff ball, some kind. Yeah, my girlfriend's cats, they spit up balls of fur. All right, now this tail kind of goes out like this, out and that, and it kind of goes into this oval shape, which I didn't draw out, but it is this oval shape. But it's just kind of just goes out and kind of like I'm trying to capture. It kind of does branch out like a tree in there. Then it comes down to there's like 3 branches there. And I'm going to fill it in, scribble it around, just get the feel of it. I'm not copying it exactly, but I did get the structure, which lets me be a little more free with my drawing. And there he is, Bloom County comic strip. Yeah, Bloom County, that's right. Wow, yeah, that's a blast from the past. I think it's in the 80s. I kind of remember 80s, 90s. Yeah, all those old comic strips. I've drawn that cat before. All right, here we go. Let's go to the next one a little faster. Let's pick up the pace. All right, let's see. Share my screen. Let's see what we're gonna do next. We got this cat down and done. Let's go to the next one. Oh, Kermit the Frog. Kermit the Frog. Interesting drawing. Comments. I don't know. There is form here. Actually, we can start talking a little bit about form. I'll try to do this one quick as well. See how quick we can do this. There we go. That's bigger. Yeah, there's forms. Definitely the eyes are round, and you got to see the relationships. What are the relationships of those eyes? Right. So here we go. Let's see. Definitely they're round circles, and the relationships. So this is how you look for relationships, right? So there's one circle, and then here's this other circle right in there. And I think we had this last week where we cut, one of the eyes had one circle, but then it was kind of cut in by another circle. And that's what's happening here. And this eye is probably a little bigger. Yeah, slightly. Because they should be about the same size. Yeah, look at that. Because yeah, they should be. There's the picture's not clear. It's a little blurry. We copy paste, copy paste. And we got this other circle, and this one's bigger. This is the base of the something in the chat. I'll find out right now. This is the base. Yeah, that gets cut off right there. Same thing on this side. You can see that this gets cut off right in there. Look at that, right in there. Bam. That gets cut off. But that sphere is what we're trying to aim for, and then that cut off. All right, and then the relationship. Let's do some lines. These relationship lines. I'll look at the chat right now in a second. Hold on. The eyes do go down. What I mean by down, see this comes down. If I were to continue this, you can see they come down at an angle. One eye is higher, one eye is lower. You got to look for these relationships. And then you can see the space between the eyes. And then here as well, you can see this as a triangle as it comes down this way. And this is kind of like the form. And then there's this angle here, and then that angle there. There's little curves and stuff, but I'm looking at these big shapes. These big shapes. And even with a hand, oh, that's interesting. This hand, I'll break it down into here. Here, I can break it down like this. This would be the big shape, but then we break that down into smaller shapes, right? Smaller shapes. So you got to learn to see back and forth. Oh, and then the phone coming in at that angle there, that angle there. Ooh, that has some nice curves on it too. This here, even bigger of a circle. Let's stretch that out. There we go. There we go. Right in there. Oh, look at that. Right in there. And this one should right in there. Really similar. Maybe a little smaller. But you can see that roundedness. And that's a sphere. That's a sphere. It's kind of like a ball. These are kind of like, a sphere. All right, let's do this. All right, 2 things in the chat. Let's get this going. Oh, you're welcome. Thank you. A day with Eladio, a sunnier day. I have to go now. All right. Aw, thank you. Appreciate. You are welcome. Thank you for the comment. Yeah. Sunny day. All right, here we go. Let's do this one. All right. Screenshot. All right, here we go. Screenshot. We're gonna do this one pretty quick and put it out there. You see, yeah, we could get into the color. We can get into all the stuff, but let's just do this. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. All right, I'm gonna start off with the circles. Getting those circles in there, okay? Because we know what a circle is. A circle is has the same height, same width. So there's one circle. Bam, bam. Same height, same width. There's one circle. And then the other circle is a little bit higher with very little space in between. We always look at the space between the eyes, and you can see usually it's one eye. Here it's very little. It's like less than a fourth. I would probably say almost an eighth of the size of the eye. They're really close together. One's a little bit higher, so we can actually draw these 2 guidelines just from there. That'll help us get this second eye right in there. 2 eyes really close together, right? 2 eyes really close together. And then now we got the other angles. There's a slight angle comes off of this eye out this way. It kind of goes out this way, and you can. That's why you see artists going like this, because they see that measurement. They see this angle kind of coming out a little bit, and then you have here this other angle, this coming down just a slightly, and then this angle coming down here, and it kind of connects to a triangle. But I did round it out. It does round out in there, but you want to get these angles. This space in here probably does come down a little bit more, but I would probably bring the whole angle down. It's somewhere in there like that, and it does round out in here. I'm looking at this space in here, probably round it out. Well, actually, that's not bad. Round it out right in there. I can see this is a form, and there's another shape as it comes up over that eye, and then back down. And then here's the phone. Here's the phone. I'm going to sketch in. The phone, it's just a circle or a sphere right in there. I didn't leave it, but it goes somewhere in there. kind of like that. And then it goes over here on this side with that hand in here in that space right in there. That's not too shabby. That's pretty good. Right in there. Oh, I was a big Muppet watcher. I used to watch the Muppets. I actually even was raised by PBS. But the Muppets were more like on, I can't remember what channel, maybe channel 2, CBS. I think it was bounced around from PBS to CBS. And they were kind of racy. I know, so they really, those two old men that were always in the in the balcony, those guys were funny. All right, let's break these these circles down now. Let's start with this outer eye. It does kind of cut from here. Every time I see a circle, I think of it as a clock. So I kind of see this right in here. This is 6:30 or 6, what is that? Ah, 30, the 30-minute. Oh yeah, 6 o'clock. Over here at 9 o'clock. And then between that, 6 around 7, 7:30, somewhere from 7:30 all the way up here to this other side, which is like 2:30 as well. And then it curves from here to there. Oh, and that's the cut. That's the cut. And the top part is that eye. And then it's cut onto it like right in there. Half dome, half a sphere. There it is. All right, now the eye, the pupil. Oh, I didn't really talk too much about it, but I can see it right in there. The angle of it, there's a slight angle to it. So this angle, I'm kind of drawing it out right there. And it's an oval shape. And then there's this other shape that kind of goes over it. That's kind of, I don't know, the weirdest. Kind of like frog eye. Kermit the Frog. Jim Henson. That was the guy, Jim Henson. I think I mentioned the Muppets a week ago or two. Somebody's really listening and putting in stuff that I say. And the Muppets, the Jim Henson Studios, was at the same studios where Charlie Chaplin had his studios here in Hollywood. All right, we've got that. It looks a little weird, but once we clean it up, it should be good. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back next week. I enjoyed the class. Glad you enjoyed the class. Thank you for your feedback. All right. Here we go. This one, this other eye is up in here, the circle shape. I know, we go for a long time. Some hardcore heroes here. Just sketching away. The process. Yeah, I got to get those lessons out. Yeah, I keep talking about it, probably a year already. All right, so this one is, oh, there is a cutoff on this one. Not as much as the one on the left, but the bottom does cut off slightly. There is a slight cutoff. It's not a perfect, the top part is more of a perfect circle. And then the bottom part does get cut off or goes into the hand. Talk to the hand. You have that shape, and then you have this other curly shape that kind of curves into it. Same as that curve there. And what the inspiration was for this, don't know. It looks like a little Saturn shape. A Saturn shape. There we go. Kermit the Frog. And I'm looking at where it fits in there too. Like this is half of that circle. Seeing how half of it this way. The placement of that is in a quadrant. I do this automatically. I didn't even talk about it. The placement of this, how it all fits. See, I break this into fourths in my own head automatically without even thinking about it. I just do it, and I don't explain it sometimes. That's why it looks like it's magic, and that's why people like, oh, get lost. Like, how did they do that? They show you in drawing books. They show you the first picture, and then they show you the last picture, but they don't explain the steps. Sometimes there's assumptions. All right, I think I've got those eyes in. Let's clean it up a little bit. I think I have an eraser right here. Clean up these little guidelines and little frickin' fracks. All right, there it is. It's coming in. Let's zoom out a little bit. There he is. Now, I've got the body blocked in, but there's these angles blocked in, but it does go kind of like down and up. There's like little curves, even though I've got that angle. on this, it curves up and down and really capture the form of this Kermit, as it's not a flat angle. There's these little curves. See how I did that? There's down and out, and I can see the sway of this. I have this angle here, but there's a slight angle pushing out and then in and then around. See just how it just really so slightly like an S curve in there. Really slight. Oh, who could that be? Oh, it's my mom. Hello.
Lalito,
Sí,
no te vayas a ir sin venir por la paleta.
sí. Estoy en mi clase. Ok, mañana voy. Ok, bye. Okay. Yeah. All right. So then I'm gonna bring this in a little bit. I'm struggling a little bit with the mouth. There's some overlapping in here. There's some things going on here with this mouth. So I'm gonna bring it in just slightly a little more. I'm just bringing it in slightly. See, I'm pulling it in back. I'm seeing how that kind of curves around here and kind of, ooh, let me look at the original because I think I'm missing something. I'm gonna turn on your mic. So if you'd like to, I see Demi. Hello, Demi. Because I know we had some issues, security issues. So if you want to unmute yourself, feel free to unmute yourself. I'll do that. All right, so here we go. So I do have that mouth kind of curving this way, curving the frog. And it does kind of like round out right in here, round out, and then it comes back slightly. There's a little bit of a rounding as it comes back all the way back to the phone. And then it's the bottom lip, the bottom lip. Yeah, Jim Henson. Oh, when he passed away, I was sad. I was like, oh man, I really liked, and he passed away young. He was in his, hey, he's as old as I am right now. Wow. I wonder how old he was when he passed away. Somebody search that up. How old was he when he passed away? Jim Henson. Jim Henson. And he did the voice for Kermit the Frog. Frank Oz did the voice for Grover and Miss Piggy. And, dun, 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 does anybody else know? Also for Yoda. Yoda is. Yes. All right, let's break this down. There are four fingers. The main finger, this one is really, the pointer finger is kind of really sticking out a little bit. Then you've got these other three fingers here. It's 1, 2, 3, trying to break up that space. You kind of see that in there with those three fingers. The angles. Get that feel for those fingers. Just straight. And then there's a curve. Not a curve, there's an angle, a change of angle. So that pointer finger does stick out a little bit more, and then these other three fingers kind of curving that way. They go about that much, and then they change angle a little bit longer. Oh, they were so funny. I saw, and it actually was Kermit the Frog and Fozzie's voice, and it was Kermit the Frog was saying, "You're not a real bear." Fozzie kept on saying that he was a bear. Fozzie was a bear. Oh, nobody's doing the research. That's all good. Oh man, Alan, we miss you. Oh, Alan, you're always in our thoughts. Did she posted some of these pictures? Did she post this one? I'm not sure. Did she post this one? Nope, Constanza posted this one. Oh, this is funny though. Hello, is this the helpline for the alcoholics? Yes, it is. How do I make a mojito?
I love that one.
That's funny. All right, so there's his head. We've got this phone now. The phone is going to be a challenge. You thought the head was going to be a challenge, but the phone is. There is some shading and stuff that does go down, like right under this eye. There's a little bit of shade, and then the highlights. That's really good if you're looking at values. Try to get that shading. I'm kind of like doing it like right now, like nothing. I kind of see that, and I kind of see the way things blend in here, and I'm doing this. So if you're comparing your work with mine, it's not fair. Because I'm getting the values, which I didn't explain too much. I'm just putting them in there, but I'm just doing some shading. All right, let's finish this phone. So this phone, kind of really interesting. We got the two spheres, Let me see. I will start with this top one. It kind of does come around there. I kind of drew some spheres, circles, and then it does straighten out a little bit. And then it curves up and curves down and around, kind of like a little moon. Looks like a little moon as it comes up and over. And it comes down. Yeah, this is moon shape. But I see I have that start off with that circle. And then we've got the handle that's going onto that sphere. And then it comes back and down. Notice how it goes onto the sphere and then it comes back down. I'm going to do the bottom part of that handle as it comes down this way. There we go. And let's see, it would actually kind of come across, but it's really attached to this sphere that's cut in half. And there's another line that kind of goes in on the middle of it. That's good enough. All right, and there's that top part of the phone. Let's get the bottom part of the phone, and it's the picture's not all there. Alcoholics. That's funny. Hello, is this the helpline for alcoholics? Yes, it is. How do I make a mojito? All right. A little bit of shade in there. All right, let's do this bottom part. Bottom part, very similar to the top. It comes up and around. And then there's this that echoes, kind of echoes that part, top part. Right in there. And then you've got the handle that kind of hooks onto it. Another, and this should, oh, not good. This should kind of come up and connect behind that hand. I just brought it up a little bit. I'm bringing this one down, bring this down as well, curving it. So it kind of attaches. It has to go behind that hand. If you're missing that illusion, then that illusion, this is overlapping. One of the ways artists create space, it's creating overlapping. I'm trying to bring that up again. Then it would have a chord on here, but no chord. It gets cut off. I guess get some shade in here, a little bit of shade, just to differentiate some areas. A little bit of shade right there, because that is light, dark, light, dark. Look at the lights and the darks. All this is dark, actually, right up in here. And there you go. This is where it ends. All right, and then his back. There's his back. His back for Kermit the Frog. We just can't have the head floating in space. The back does kind of come down here, comes out at an angle, then down, and then out, and then all this is dark. All this is dark. Oh no, my granddaughter. All this is dark in there. Make that darker right at the edge, and then fade it out. But right at the edge, you really want to try to capture that value so you can show that difference. And it's okay if you kind of like lighten it up as it kind of goes out. Kind of saves a little bit of time. Right there. There it is. Oops. There it is. Kermit the Frog. There he is. Kermit the Frog. Miss Piggy. All right. Thank you very much. Let's pause right here. Keep sketching. Keep practicing. The more you practice, the more you progress.